I'm trying the apple. It was an apple soda, right?
Ooh.
Apple soda. Delicious, crisp. 5 out of 5 stars.
We have a Vietnamese iced coffee with a pandan milk foam, which is the green part. It's actually good. It's not really sweet. Imagine like a Vietnamese iced coffee that has like a surprise grassy flavor, but not in a bad way, trust me. Hey, what's up? It's Aura, and this is Wires OO, and we're here with Father Koi.
Hi, how's it going?
And we're here at this event that is part cafe. How did you get the name Father Koi? Is it because you're an awesome father figure, or is there other lore?
I got the name Father Koi because when I was 17, I was really inspired by the artist Lorde.
Oh,
who,
yeah.
Did an interview where she was saying she wanted to be called Lorde because she liked L-O-R-D as a masculine kind of thing, but she added the E to make it more feminine. So it's just kind of like a juxtaposition thing. Like, I'm not a man, but like it's like Father Koi. It's fun when people see Father Koi on like the poster, they expect like a guy, and they see me, and I'm like, you know, like very much not that. But that's where the father part comes from. The Koi part is like Chinese representation. It's like a Chinese fish. So just thought I'd throw that in there.
Your music is very nostalgic. It makes me sort of feel like it's a time that is more simple. What is that nostalgia coming from? Like, what are you trying to revive in your music?
Honestly, I wish I could tell you exactly, but I feel like for a lot of my life, I've been really into nostalgia. Like, even when I was a kid, I was hyper aware of what nostalgia was. I don't know, I think it's very subjective. But it also has an objective feature where it's like when a lot of people listen to it, they're like, wow, your music sounds really nostalgic to me. The earlier part of my music was based on like the Beatles, so a lot of Beatles chord progressions, which I guess kind of revives soundscapes during that era, right? Because it's like you listen to a song that has these different chords, you're like, oh, that sounds like the Beatles, or like whatever it is.
I actually picked up on that.
Really?
Yes, I picked up on that.
Are you a Beatles fan?
I am a Beatles fan because you have to be a Beatles fan. That was my introduction to music.
Oh my god, that's awesome. I was a hyper mega Beatles fan, so like I was like, I have to include some of that in my discography.
Nice.
But yeah, certain chord progressions. There's this one that's like called the minor 4, and I really like using that so much so that I have to like stop myself from using it for a while. But it's like stuff like glittery synthesizers. And I feel like at this point in our society, it's not like the wrong way of putting it, but a lot of people are like reusing a lot of different genres, like digicore. Like a lot of that's based off of sounds and genres like from the past. So it's kind of like we're collaging a lot of older genres to make new ones.
Okay. Well, speaking of genres, how do you feel about the label indie hyperpop?
Is that what you consider my music?
That's what the people are saying on Reddit.
On Reddit? Oh. I'll take it, honestly. I don't really mind what people like say my music sounds like. Yeah, to me the label doesn't matter that much. I'm just like, I'm glad you're listening to it. You know what I mean?
I'm listening.
Thank you.
I'm analyzing.
I really appreciate that. Like the whole Beatles comment, I was like, weird.
Okay, here's my next psychoanalytical question. It's very controversial, so buckle up.
I shall.
What is your favorite Sanrio character?
Oh, this one's, I feel like it's gonna be so obvious. I like my Melody.
My Melody.
Yeah,
Okay.
She's very sweet. I like her color scheme. I don't know. I kind of resonate with her.
It's better than the Kurumi girls. Watch out for the Kurumi girls. So my next question is, you cover so much longing and heartbreak in your lyrics, and I'm wondering, how many times have you been in love?
I'm gonna leave that up to the people. They can let me know as they listen to the music what they think. I shall keep it secret.
Do you ever feel like you want to go back to the pre-smartphone life?
Yes, all the time. I'm very anti-AI. I don't know. It's just kind of like hypocritical, I feel, because I use Instagram a lot. I've made a lot of my friends through the internet, and I feel very blessed to like have, you know, been able to grow up in an era where I could do that. But it is also like, so I was born in 2000, so I feel like I was one of the last generation of people to grow up without a smartphone. You know, like when you're in elementary school, you come home, you like play dolls with your friends. You're not an iPad kid or anything. So I was one of the last people to experience like the joys of that. And you know, there are like pluses and minuses, but it's the kind of thing where I talk to my friends and we're like, if we have kids, I don't want them to be on a smartphone before they're in middle school. So yeah.
I'm with you on that one. I definitely get the Y2K references. You're born in 2000, of course. Like you're not alive. You're technically alive, but you're not fully alive in the 2000s. But I saw your music video "Love Song," and I was getting so many All About Lily Shoo Shoo and other Japanese 2000 movies references. Why did you decide to sort of incorporate that?
So that video was super random. I was going to Japan to play a couple of shows, and my friend was like, why don't you shoot a video there? And I was like, oh, okay, sure. I guess the video, like, the guy who I did the video with, he was like, what do you want to do? I was like, I don't really know, but then I realized that I really like this film. I mean, it is inspired, I guess, partially, maybe unconsciously by All About Lady Choo Choo, but it's also like this film, Kamikaze Girls.
Yes,
it's a film about like EGL style, and I'm still into it, but like at that point I like really wanted to go to Japan and purchase like EGL pieces. So I got this dress from Angelic Pretty, and I was like, I just want to like shoot it in a field, and me and the co-director August, like we came up with the concept together.
What are the best ways to discover new music that aren't YouTube?
A few months ago, I would have said Spotify, like the Artist Weekly. The algorithm's gotten a lot better at showcasing new artists.
The last question is, what's next? What's the next big project, or it could be in your personal life?
I just want to keep making music. I guess what's next for Father Koi is I have an EP coming out March 21st. It's called Talk Sweet Straight Gold, and my last two singles were Love Song and Locket, both of which are very alternative indie, which I guess kind of like the indie hyperpop thing you mentioned. So it's going to kind of wrap up that era. And throughout the last year, I've been writing a lot of hyper rock, inspired by a lot of my friends and the community. So hopefully that's going to manifest itself into an album.
Hello, this is YSOO, and we are here with T.
Hi, I'm T, aka Teacups, also aka Happy Sugar Mix.
So many aliases that
Yes.
you have. So how did you get your start in all of the things that you do? So DJing and also like making art and clothing as well.
Yeah, I would say my start was that my parents have always been very supportive and also creatives themselves. So they really have pushed me to be able to just do what I wanted to do.
You kind of helped create this event called Duo Q Café, correct? Which we're here at today. So what do you think the art scene was kind of missing that this event kind of brought?
I would say that there is like a very, very niche sense of community. For me, I wanted to curate a third space, which, if anyone doesn't know what a third space is, it's just like a spot where people just can go and just hang out at for free. Like so places like cafes or bars, which are cool, but I think that we need more spaces that include more like POC, alternative, queer people, and I think that's like why I wanted to just like curate like a space for those kind of people and that community to kind of come together.
How did you curate the little menu tonight? Are you very into baking and like experimenting with food?
I would say it's all for funsies.
Okay.
I'm like literally the jack of all trades, so I would say like baking is not like my main thing. That was something that came across when I started doing, when I started working my cafe job. I just recently started I just started becoming like a barista and trying that out, and I found that to be really fun.
So if you could be any like anime, manga, or cartoon character, who would you be?
I would be Mikauko from Neighborhood Story, just because I love her aesthetic. I think
Is
that,
she
like,
cutesy as well?
Yeah, she's very cutesy. Her whole thing is that she's very cutesy, and she's also like a fashion designer. And I feel like I really look to her for both like fashion style vibes, even like the whole like design of it, and also just like lifestyle. Like just the fact that she like throughout like multiple like next series, like from Neighborhood Story to even Paradise Kiss, like you see her progression as a creative and an artist and how big she really gets into it. Like even in Paradise Kiss, she ends up having to do projects with like Nylon magazine and stuff, which is really sick.
I'm a huge like Ayazawa fan, so
Right.
like everything
Right.
is so good. I started watching Neighborhood Story recently, and it's amazing. I like watch Paradise Kiss. I love it so much.
Yeah,
so
I just
good.
feel like
and it's for the fashion girlies.
Yes, and I also feel like we don't really get a lot of animes that are just like comfort watching.
Yeah, and like slice of life, like
Yeah.
very true to the real world. Like I feel like when I'm watching it, I'm like I've been in this situation.
Right. It's not
So
as like
it's
messy
fun.
as the other series.
Yeah, that's true.
Which I mean, those are also real too.
So do you think it's becoming more socially acceptable to be into like cutesy things as an adult? And how do you think it helps you access like your inner child?
Oh, I think 100% is like way normalized. I think especially with the rise of trinket collecting, like things like Sony Angels or skis or like literally any of those like blind box like type situations. I would say it helps me embrace my inner child in a way where things that I have always wanted, I can have now with my adult money, and it's my adult money. I spend it how I want, and that's how I spend it. Is on little guys.
On little guys. Do you think you'll have a next Duo Q Cafe at some point?
Yeah, I think it's entirely possible. I see that it's been very successful today. I really did not know what was about to go down. This is my first time doing like a cafe type pop-up, and I think it's like really sick to also incorporate the like art elements to it. It's like incorporating all of the things that I love together. So yeah, we're definitely interested in doing it like more.
I think we need more Kawaii culture over here in the US and
Yeah.
cute little cafes and things
Oh,
anyway.
what's that?
Okay, thank you so much for talking to us. This is Wires OO. Bye bye.